Hey everybody, it's Lux3. Today we're going to start working on a new slime farm that I designed myself. So let's go ahead and talk about the basics of slime farms. Um, this is not for a swamp, this is specifically for skyblock. It'll work in survival, but it only works where you find a slime chunk. So first, find a slime chunk, F3 and G to turn on your grid. It'll show you where your chunks are. In Skyblock, usually what I do, I'll build a really big platform and then maybe fence in each chunk and then see where slimes spawn, and then I'll know where my slime farm needs to go. So you can see we're going to build here, and I apologize for the disjointedness of this video. I recorded the whole thing and apparently it didn't save my audio, so I have to do a voiceover with it, so bear with us. Anyways, that's just me filling in 2 blocks deep for the entire chunk, which is 16 by 16. Gonna leave a gap of 2 by 2 in the center. You're gonna need sand, you're gonna need hoppers, you're gonna need cactus. My original design for this used a ton of cactus, a ton of sand, and a ton of hoppers. And now I've got it down to where you're using maybe 20 hoppers or so, just 2 sand, and 2 cactus that will grow 2 high or 3 high, up to you. This farm will also work a little bit for a very, very small cactus farm. That's just kind of secondary. We'll go over that later. So you basically just need to hook up a bunch of hoppers going into a chest, and then... Oh, so the border is right outside of the slime chunk, and everything inside of the slime chunk is going to be filled with water here along the outside edge. And the reason we fill in those 2 blocks of stone in the corners, the farthest back one is going to have another block of or source of water on top of it. And okay, suppose I should talk about that. That was serendipity. I didn't know that when I placed the water, it wasn't going to knock the cactus out originally. But since I found out that that does work, I decided to incorporate that into my design here. So yeah, you're going to put water in those corners, and then the farther, that block right there. The reason we have that block, you'll see here in a second, I made the mistake of breaking that block, and yeah, I was talking about that for a while. Oh, so this also works as a mob farm if you don't end up putting a torch there. You can see there I messed up. That's what the block's for. Everything turns into a source block if you don't have a block there. So we're going to go ahead and place torches on those blocks so that we don't have any mobs spawning in there. It won't really mess anything up if they do spawn, but we really just want slimes in this slime farm. So everything is within the 16 by 16 chunk where I found slimes, and I'm just pointing it out right now. Then we're going to build up with it whatever block you want, cover it with block, and then I put half slab on top so that we won't get any mobs spawning on top of that. We'll go inside here, and we are going to start building the platforms where these slimes will actually spawn. So you can see at water level we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 blocks. The cactus is too tall on its own already, it started to grow. So we're going up 3 blocks and then a 4th block, so a gap of 3 between where you can stand in the water and the next platform up. So we're going to pick some slabs here. It really doesn't matter if you use slabs or full blocks here. Doesn't matter if they are glowstone and light up or really anything. Whatever block you want to use here that slimes can spawn on. So not glass, obviously. And I just did the slabs to make it easier to count your way out and see how much space they're taking up. I'm going to go ahead and put glowstone in my platform so that we don't have a mob farm. It's just a slime farm. And when you're done, inside of from the edge of the chunk, you're going to go 3 blocks, and that will be enough room for the slimes to walk off the edge and fall. And next we're just going to continue building platforms up with a gap of 3, 4 blocks apart. And at the very top you can see I'm standing on level y = 40, which is the highest block that slimes will spawn. But since 40 is available, 41 and 42 will also let slime spawn. So you can see we already got our first slime on this platform up here. And it looks like he's going to jump off, but then he notices there's a pillar in the center, and they always try to go for corners. So that's something I had to think about with my design here, was let's not have any corners. Let's just have them always try to get to the corners and end up falling off the edge. Gets them down a lot quicker, and then they'll just get pushed by the water streams directly into the cactus. They'll drop their slime balls into the hoppers. They'll end up in your chest. You'll make a ton of cash. So here I'm also originally in the video before I lost the audio was mentioning how you can turn this into a small cactus farm. So you can just get a fence post, and you're just gonna place that not directly above the cactus, but diagonal between them. And I was trying to decide whether I wanted it on the front or the back. Put it on the back. Get rid of that one. And you'll see right here the slimes are already pushing right into the cactus. And they'll turn into smaller slimes, and then they'll die, and we'll get slime balls from them. I know I don't really go over it in this video, so I'll go ahead and tell you now. I sat there and tested it for about half an hour or so, and it seems like we get about 7+ stacks of slime balls an hour. So that I think that's pretty good. I've had other people play Minecraft tell me that this design is nothing like they've seen before and way more efficient. I've played this on a couple different Skyblock servers, and it is a great way to make money, and you just get a ton of slimes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure I'll come up with something else to say before the video's over. You can see it's working really well. I'm sure we lose some slime balls to the cactus, but it's pretty minimal considering how many slimes end up spawning in here all the time. Because normally you'd see, 1 or 2 slimes show up in a slime chunk, but when you give them 9 different platforms for them to be able to spawn on, you're increasing the number of slimes you're going to get in that chunk by 9. Yeah, it's great. Let's go ahead and close that up. Give you a little view of it from the outside. Looks really great with glass. In general, I wouldn't recommend using glass because the slimes will try to track you, and if you're standing right by the wall watching the slime farm happen, they'll often try and come towards you, and it will end up I don't know, it's really messed up my spawn rates when I stand right next to it when it's glass. But if I'm just walking around my island doing other Skyblock stuff, it actually turns out really great. Just get a ton of slime balls from this. Usually have several hoppers hooked up with multiple double chests just full of slime balls. So hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.